December 19th, and this is a little upload with my own personal little update of what observations I've noticed in this human rights assault. Um, the medical ailments that have been untreated are still an issue. The violations of privacy are a much more serious issue. Um, as I've claimed publicly and stated, there have been individuals that don't even have any interaction with me, that don't even know me, and that have intruded and interfered and caused the most serious of issues. I'm very tired at the moment. Last night I had difficulty sleeping simply because of the ailments that are untreated. The medical negligence is very serious for any woman to be experiencing, but to have the intrusion and interference of individuals that think that by just making a few false claims that they can just dispose of an individual from society, that means that individuals have been causing problems since I gave birth and got married. As a deserted wife whose legal rights are being violated, I'm unsupported. I don't receive spousal support. Basically, my rights and entitlements have been disrespected. There is no reason for anyone to be disregarding my legal rights. There isn't any authority for anyone to be disrespecting my legal rights and entitlements. But in this vendetta of hate crime and human rights assaults, it's not just my health that has been affected. It's not just my living arrangement in, public accommodation, HAPS accommodation. The violations of privacy by individuals that have caused these problems, with the criticisms that they've been making, are unfathomable. There's been a lot of criticism by people that I don't know how. I'm very as I've said, I've been working in self-development since 2006, and now at the moment I'm confronted with my own challenge of health, physical health, having been affected from, things that have just, happened in the past few years that have taken its toll on my body. And for a doctor to have ignored my physical ailments is worrying enough. But then to experience the obstruction of justice, and it's a perversion of justice that's occurring. I'm a victim of crime, basically, and my legal rights have been intentionally denied and disrespected by individuals that are being highly malicious and that have caused very serious problems. These problems just haven't affected me. There are other innocent individuals in this situation as well that have been victimized. The guards and the government, I am absolutely astonished that they could just stand by and let this kind of a situation happen. The issue of my legal entitlements as a deserted wife is very serious. My legal entitlements as a mother is also very serious. My legal entitlements as a private citizen, minding my own business and not affecting other people, is also very serious, because I don't think anyone would appreciate strangers violating their privacy with unfounded claims, nonsensical criticisms, especially after the extent of the wrongdoings that such individuals have perpetrated themselves. So it's kind of a case of judge not lest you be judged. But some people don't see anything wrong with their behaviour, and they don't seem to see anything wrong with what they're doing to innocents. For the attention of the guards and the government, as a law-abiding citizen, um, that has no criminal record, that hasn't got any mental health illness, and that has been victimised and undermined and disrespected and isolated in the community, Tralee, County Kerry, due to a very, very malicious vendetta of hate crime. Um, I'm just wondering, are the guards and the government tolerating this kind of a situation? Are they tolerating hate crime? Are they tolerating civil liberties being disrespected by hypocrites that have ruined families? Because for any family to be ruined is a serious issue in itself. So the people intruding, these strangers, anonymous strangers, that have made the most outlandish claims, that have caused the most serious interferences, and that have helped themselves to things and, matters that have no relevance to them at all, just goes to show the insanity of this situation. On a day-to-day basis, I live quietly. I suffer from fibromyalgia. I have chronic fatigue. I have nausea, all untreated. And I take exception to the fact that the medical council have ignored my complaints to them about the mistreatment I have experienced as a patient. I also take exception to the fact that while I am suffering from these physical ailments, the individuals that have caused the most serious offences against human rights in society have belligerently contacted and involved mental health professionals for no reason except to dispose of a problem that they've caused. Not only is that unprofessional and unethical, but it's also another serious assault of human rights. As well as that, there's the issue of my legal rights that I keep reiterating. My legal rights have been violated as a woman, as a wife, and as a mother, and as a citizen being victimised. There isn't any offences caused by me to anyone. I haven't a criminal record. I haven't been involved in any criminalities. And yet, the spin doctors and the social influencers and trendsetters have taken liberties in destroying my reputation, and by telling the most dangerous, defamatory statements to individuals that have been obstructed from offering and providing the assistance that I require and that I'm entitled to. Since these wrongdoings occurred in 2017, I've been seeking assistance from civil liberty groups, from the Ombudsman, from the relevant agencies that are meant to confront wrongdoings in this kind of a situation. Due to the violations of privacy, the assistance that I'm entitled to and that I require has been obstructed. They have intentionally not only violated my legal rights, they've not only intentionally violated my right to medical treatment, they've not only intentionally interfered and defamed my capabilities and my credibility as a fully functioning, healthy-minded, sane, rational individual being victimised by malicious individuals that obviously don't have the sense or see the senselessness of what they're doing. Societal engineering is all well and good in certain circumstances. For a woman of my caliber, a teacher, and if we're going to be very, particular about hereditary, etc., and if we're going to consider that as a factor, I think it's quite hypocritical for people to think that they can just disregard a person because they don't like the person. The issue around the information being withheld from me about the issue of resources and services and such that I require, my legal rights My legal rights as a marital woman, a deserted marital wife, have been completely spat on. And that, for any society to be condoning, is absolutely despicable. For politicians to be ignoring this kind of a situation in the 21st century, especially after what I have experienced with regard to bodily integrity violations and the financial exploitation and the financial theft that has also occurred. So there's a very disturbing situation occurring. The information that's been withheld from me is very serious. I've not been consulted about matters that I should have been consulted about. People taking liberties with my legal rights and my right to freedom because of their issues of hatred and malice, just makes a person wonder what comprehension have they got about society? What's the perception of people in a society causing these kind of problems, disrespecting a woman's rights, hypocritically claiming authority when they haven't got the authority in this situation at all. Because as a deserted wife and as a mother that has been victimized and wronged, and technically as a whistleblower of what might seem as the most minor issues, but are actually very significant issues due to the magnitude of offences caused, and also due to the serious expenses that people have wasted in perpetrating violations and assaults against my human rights. So, Leo Varadkar and the government, you know very, very well the circumstances of this situation in Tralee, County Kerry, Ireland. You know very well that Emer Griffin McElligott is a deserted wife and mother. You know very well the exploitation and gains that society have accumulated in this situation. You're also aware of the legal rights that I'm being denied just because of other people's vendetta and agendas. The other ministers relevant to this assault of my human rights that think that just by disregarding and disrespecting a woman that has positively contributed to society, I might add, that has helped other people and that has not caused any problems for other people to be causing me these kind of problems, is very serious. So on the 19th of December, after a very sleepless night in Tralee, County Kerry, and suffering the medical ailments I'm suffering from, and suffering from the intrusions of other people's interferences in my private life, violating my human rights, defaming and criticising and scrutinising, and just exacerbating a very serious situation that they shouldn't have ever caused at all, is basically how things are today on the 19th of December. This is a scandalous situation for any women in Ireland to be facilitating. I am absolutely distraught about the damage that has been done to innocent life. I am disgusted that people think they can just disrespect my legal rights and entitlements. I'm disgusted with medical practitioners that have disregarded my medical requirements. I'm absolutely appalled that this kind of a situation could be occurring, especially after the spiritual violations that I have experienced. Because as I keep reiterating, as a light worker, since 2006, my bodily integrity has been very seriously violated, and there's been many gifts, light, and blessings violated from my body and my light body. The culprits seem to conveniently forget the damage that they perpetrated in 2017. They seem to ignore the significance of disrespecting the person that they have stolen from without providing or compensating or repairing. The disrespect in this situation by the most respectable people just goes to show the hypocrisy of this matter. I don't know whether it's their delusion, because there would appear to be a lot of delusion in this situation. Um, for what is owed to me, for what has been stolen from me, and for what has been done to me is absolutely scandalous. The intruders and impostors in my purpose and life and livelihood that have caused these problems have a heavy, heavy burden for the future generations to be carrying, because this assault and vendetta that has been malicious and unwarranted and unjustifiable is just absolutely embarrassing for society. I haven't received any amends. I haven't received any compensation. My legal rights have been violated and disrespected. The expense that people have gone to cause this trouble for me and my family is absolutely shameful. So that's how I feel today. I'm very upset about what's happening. The information that's been withheld from me is horrendous. I haven't been consulted about what I should be consulted about. I haven't been informed about what I should be informed about. Complaints procedures with the Ombudsman for the government regarding the wrongdoings that I've experienced have been ignored. The civil liberty groups and human rights associations that I've contacted have been obstructed from assisting me, and there's been very serious defamatory claims made due to the violations of privacy that have also occurred. So, for a law-abiding citizen in the 21st century democratic Ireland, I think it's a very sad sign of the times. And, it's absolutely unjustifiable that a community would ever support any kind of violations being perpetrated against a deserted wife, mother, teacher, law-abiding citizen, humanitarian, etc. So this vendetta of hate crime has gone a little bit further than just violating my human rights. This vendetta of hate crime is after involving a lot of other factors. My quality of life and my livelihood has been intentionally downgraded, let's say. My wealth has been stolen from me. My quality of life has deteriorated because of the thieves in this situation, the liars and the cheats that have destroyed an innocent woman's livelihood and an innocent woman's family. So if the government, after the exploitation and spiritual violence and bodily integrity violations that I've experienced, are facilitating this kind of a situation, then I hope that they are aware that not only Emer Griffin McElligott, but other women in this country that have also been victimised, harmed, abused, assaulted, wronged, and horrendously mistreated will be taking great exception to the standards of society in modern Ireland, because as a respectable professional and a law-abiding citizen that has helped other people, that has worked voluntarily in my community, to be treated so horrendously because of other people's issues. And this is what this is. It's other people's mental health issues that have caused this kind of a problem. I'm just appalled that the government would have even facilitated the experiences that I'm experiencing. The lies have been very dangerous. The involvement of these culprits that are guilty of these offences have endangered innocent life. They have stolen, they have violated, they have trespassed. I don't know if people realise how serious the situation is, because my career that I've worked for, my purpose that I've worked for, has been damaged, and my character and reputation has also been damaged by less than credible professionals and individuals intruding and making false claims. So, how difficult is it for the guards and the government to confront the guilty culprits that have caused this serious problem? Because it is a serious problem. Um, this upload is an upsetting upload because it's becoming apparent how little regard people have for the respect of people these days. It's scandalous. So I hope that the government are just a little bit embarrassed for what's happened to myself and my family. I hope there's a little bit of shame for what has been done unjustifiably against an innocent woman. And I hope there's shame, a little bit of remorse even, for the harm. And I use that word lightly because there's been very extensive damage done. I hope there's possibly a little bit of remorse for the harm that's been caused to innocents. So with regard to all the exploitation and the financial abuse, etc., I hope this country knows what it owes me. And I hope this country is aware of how serious this situation is, that the Ombudsman for guards, the Ombudsman for all the wrongdoings that I'm experiencing, especially my legal rights, because for individuals to violate my legal rights and entitlements in this kind of a situation. Leo Varadkar, on the 19th of December, I'd appreciate it if you'd confront this situation because it's a little bit serious. And as a law-abiding citizen that has been very seriously abused and wronged, I think you owe it to this mother and this deserted wife and this teacher and humanitarian to, have my constitutional rights respected also.